There's just something about birthdays that makes me feel so lonely. Birthdays are weird that way, aren't they? You'll think they'll be a celebration of you, a day where everyone stops to show they care. It's like you wake up expecting magic, like the world owes you something for making it through another year. And yet, as the day unfolds, you realize it's not as special as you thought. You scroll through the messages, the happy birthday texts that feel more like formality than care. And maybe it's just me, but no matter how many greetings come in, there's this little ache inside, a voice that whispers, "This is it? This is all there is?" Birthdays are supposed to be a celebration of you, but somehow they end up highlighting the quiet void you've been ignoring. The little expectation that someone will go out of their way to make you feel seen. But then the day ends, and it's just like any other day. I guess that's what they call birthday blues. It's not about the gifts or the attention. It's about the idea that on this day, of all days, you just want to feel like you matter a little more, like people see you. But when that doesn't happen, it's hard to shake that feeling that maybe you're asking for too much, that maybe it's you who's the problem for wanting to feel special. It's funny, isn't it? The whole world keeps moving and you're left there wondering why it feels so heavy. You thought it would be different. You thought it would feel different. But maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the weight of wanting something more that makes birthdays so heavy. The quiet hope that the world will pause just for you. But when it doesn't, you're left with that undeniable truth. It's just another day after all. In the end, you blow the candles, make a wish, and hope that maybe next year you'll feel a little less lonely. That was a passage I found online that made me feel so understood and seen. I don't like birthdays. While I love planning and celebrating other people's birthdays, I've never really liked celebrating mine. Since I'm an all or nothing, go big or go home type of person, what I value in relationships is how genuine you are with me. If you can't put in the same effort as much as me, I would rather invest my time and care into someone who can. Since I grew up in a tight-knit, small community, this value I held against friendships was possible. But as I entered the adult world, this value of mine protected me from fake friends. But I also noticed that sometimes I was hurting those around me by projecting my high standards onto them too much. It took me some time to accept that there can be levels of friendships and that I won't always be someone's top tier. I mean, even I noticed that I mentally divided my friends into levels, but I guess I felt guilty to accept that because I always wanted to give my attention and love equally to everyone I cared about. Once I accepted that I can have different friends for different needs or different seasons of my life, I held my friends less accountable for my unhappiness or disappointments. It might sound sad, but for someone like me who sometimes cares too much, I had to learn to lower my expectations in order to be happy and grateful instead of resenting those around me. That's why for my 25th birthday, I took control of my day and reversed it to be unspecial by blocking my birthday notification so that it'll just be an ordinary day for not just me, but for everyone else too. I didn't have to sit around all day looking through who wished me a happy birthday and who didn't. I didn't have to reply to half-hearted birthday wishes that I can tell people wrote just out of formality. I didn't feel disappointed if someone I expected didn't reach out or send me a gift or a long message. Since I no longer felt the pressure of needing to make my birthday the best day of the year, I simply spent it by having dinner at a nice restaurant with two of my favorite people, my ex-roommate and my sister. The day started off like any other day. I woke up feeling annoyed like every other day since I had to go to work. Instead of a chill day though, in the middle of lunch, I went back home to pack. Cause long story short, my house was a crime scene to 10 cockroaches 2 days ago, and the exterminator finally said he could make it today to ensure I never live that nightmare again. In a way, it's ironic how I brainwashed myself into treating my birthday like any other day, but instead, it was the most anxious, stressful, coping with the trauma of killing 10 cockroaches in the middle of the night kind of day. On top of the mental stress, I had to go rent cameras and a teleprompter for work, and I guess the outing away from the office itself was fun, but having to carry all the heavy equipment equipment by myself was physically painful. So after a draining day, I had to push myself to get ready for the bare minimum birthday celebration I was throwing myself with only 2 guests on my invite list. I got really lucky though, because the type of restaurant I wanted was a place that had a dark, cozy, private ambiance, and I found one right near my house. The owners knew I was booking it for my birthday, so not only did they reserve the best seats for us, they also purposely made seaweed soup, which is a Korean tradition to eat it on your birthday, and also dessert, all free of charge. The food, the ambiance, the company, and the unexpected kind gestures from the restaurant chefs really made my 25th birthday so memorable. I honestly think it helped that I let go of my expectations a lot, so I was able to appreciate the small things even more. The reality of needing to go to work the next day kind of ruined my special birthday bubble I was in, but that's the reality of celebrating birthdays as an adult, right? Since my house was plastered with cockroach killing medicine, my sister and I headed to a hotel that we booked in advance. We justified the decision of sleeping at a hotel by saying I should treat myself on my birthday. But guess what? The hotel turned out to be more like a motel. After a wholesome birthday dinner, I was hit by so much stress and annoyance that I was basically homeless again. We decided to book a legit hotel even though last minute booking was so expensive. But you guys, it was honestly so worth it because we finally got a good night's sleep, safe and away from cockroaches. I wasn't able to enjoy the slow morning of waking up in a hotel room cause I had work the next day. These moments are when I miss being a student cause you can skip classes if you wanted to and deal with the consequences on your own. But as a working adult, you can't just not show up cause you didn't feel like it, you know? But thankfully, it was early Friday, so I got to clock out at 3 p.m. My sister and I decided to stay at the hotel one more night cause A, we arrived at the hotel the day before at midnight cause we were figuring out our homeless situation. B, so we were so exhausted and couldn't enjoy the hotel amenities. And lastly, C, I didn't want to look back on my 25th birthday and only remember the cockroach invasion and being homeless stress I dealt with. So since it was a Friday too, we decided to order chicken, watch Netflix, and sleep in the crispy, soft sheets of the hotel bed and fully enjoy the experience of waking up on a Saturday at a nice hotel. During the weekend, I went to a wedding and then had dinner at my favorite kimchijeon restaurant at Itaewon. And that's how I spent my 25th birthday week. One of the biggest things I learned from being alive for 25 years is to learn to let go and lower my expectations to a certain extent. That doesn't mean lower my standards and let people walk all over me. It's just that as a person who tries to give all my time, all my attention to those I care about, I had to learn that I don't need to force myself to consistently give people my 100% if I wasn't feeling it. Or just because I gave someone my 100%, I shouldn't always expect the person to give me the same amount of energy back because they might just be having a bad day. I learned to trust that it didn't mean they loved me any less. I learned that life goes by seasonally. Some seasons may be full of friends. Some may just be for you to be alone. Some may be full of heartbreaks. Some may be full of adventures or boredom, and that's all okay. No matter what happens, life goes on. In a way, it's kind of sad knowing that life doesn't stop for you because in your world, you want to feel like the main character who has control, right? But I learned to let go, and sometimes if I want it so bad, just make it happen for myself. I didn't wait for anyone else to plan my birthday dinner. I didn't wait around hoping people I'm not even that close to give me attention on my birthday. Instead, I was able to fully take my time to appreciate those who actually remember my birthday without the help of social media. I was able to experience that there's still good in this world when the restaurant chefs cooked seaweed soup just for me. I felt so thankful knowing that the 2 people who showed up for my birthday will forever be by my side through thick and thin. I spent my 25th birthday week killing cockroaches, coping with the trauma, having a tiring day at work, getting scammed by the motel, being homeless for a few hours, booking a hotel last minute, and having dinner with 2 of my favorite people. I wouldn't have it any other way.